ever remembered something vague yet horrifying from your childhood? Something that stuck with you for many years? You vividly remember so many of its details, but still, even years later, you're unable to find it. It's lost. It's as if it never existed. When you think of lost media, it's often old films that have been lost to time, misplaced in storage, or even destroyed. Not children's TV series that aired on multiple networks in the 2000s and 2010s. Let me start from the beginning. Back in the early 2010s, when I was around 10 years old, the Australian TV network ABC3 launched. Much of its content was geared towards older kids and young teens, even airing anime such as Madoka Magica in the evenings. ABC3 started to showcase some bizarre and creepy TV shows. Some that stuck with me are Grisly Tales for Gruesome Kids, which is a horrifying and disgusting claymation show, and The Tribe, a teen drama about a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And Detention Air, this strange Canadian flash show. However, a show that comes to mind immediately for me may not be one that many of you remember. And for me personally, I found it very difficult to find much information because I was unable to remember the name. Until, let me set the scene. It's 2017, you're a 14-year-old lad. Out of nowhere, a phrase enters your mind as if it's a prophetic vision. Room 21. Quick, you hop onto the laptop at the school computer lab because your phone is a piece of shit that barely works and can't type a coherent sentence. You Google the phrase and can't find shit. So you Google ABC3 Scary Show. Instead, Google shows you fucking Grisly Tales. You retype ABC3 Scary Live Action Show Cursed School. Bam. Quora post from 2 years ago. Room 21. Also known as the Killian Curse. Because I guess Australia wanted a vague-ass name. Or they just wanted something to go with this fucking banger.
21. It's a fight of good and evil. So run and tell your people what I'm seeing's unbelievable. But I feel like I got the diesel so we can.
Let's get back on track. A young girl stuck in a frozen world tormented by a time demon. A boy dangling over its soul for a magician's sick entertainment. A child having his fat removed. A witch can, fucking eat it, I guess. These are all scenarios from a children's television show that have been burned into my brain. This show, known as Room 21. Room 21, as it's known in Australia, was originally a New Zealand show called The Killian Curse, and aired a few years before being picked up by ABC3. The show centers on a New Zealand high school, more specifically, Year 7 students, I think. These students are all in the classroom Room 21. It has been placed under a curse after a demonic ritual gone wrong in 1906 by the school's founder. The ritual was discovered by the students' parents and interrupted. Fire broke out and killed Killian. He swears that he's going to take revenge and get the 11 souls that he needs so he can come back from the dead and complete the ritual.
I shall summon a demon for every child who learns in this classroom, and adults shall be blind to their suffering. When they have taken the 11 souls, I shall walk this earth again.
100 years later, it's 2006. The class is now unsealed by its current principal, and the students are unknowingly Killian's new victims. The students are picked off one by various demons that Killian has sent. The first season has a similar structure to stuff like Goosebumps, where it follows 3 supernatural horror scenarios each episode. So, I found a missing show from my childhood, and naturally I want to watch it. But it's not as simple as it may seem. While the first season was released on DVD, it's no longer available for purchase. And when I began making this script, I couldn't find it anywhere online. I couldn't find the first season anywhere. Yet again, it was available on DVD, but it wasn't being sold anymore, and I did find it at some New Zealand libraries, but obviously I can't access a physical DVD from a New Zealand library. However, some lovely person on YouTube started uploading the first season, and I'm so thankful. Shout out to user 3000 Deathbringer. Rewatching the first episode has revealed something to me that I kind of forgot about. The show is kind of fucking funny.
That's one way to burn fat.
I guess it's because the spookiness I associated with it as a kid completely clouded my memories of it, but watching it now, I'm noticing there's a lot of jokes. And also some of the effects are really bad. I mean, look at these CGI gargoyles, they're so good. And as much as I'm enjoying rewatching the first season, so many of the memories that like horrified me for season 2. And I can't, it's honestly devastating that I can't find it. I remember season 2 so fondly, like the scenes that I described earlier of the time demon and the magician show, those are all season 2, and I can't watch them. So, is the Killian curse lost media? I guess technically, maybe not. Because the first season was technically never lost to begin with. But I still count it as lost media to a degree due to it originally not being accessible at all. Yet unless you had the DVD or you had the library that had the DVD, and, you know, it wasn't online anywhere for years, like a decade probably, except for the first episode, which is on like the network's website, I think. And so it wasn't easily accessible, but it wasn't lost, and now it is more accessible thanks to YouTube. But the second season, I don't think there's any way we can find it unless it's still in the archive somewhere and someone gets a hold of it, or if someone recorded it at the time and has decided to upload it. But as of right now, with it never getting a DVD release and it, you know, the show not being able to stream anywhere and the episodes not being released since, there's really no way to find it. So I guess for now, season 2 is just lost. Speaking of archive footage, I did get in touch with some people that were involved, so I about the show, and they said that it is currently being archived. Nga Taonga, if I butcher that, I'm so fucking sorry. I am Australian. I do not speak the Maori language. I apologize to anyone here that is watching this that does. So yeah, they're being kept in an archive there, and, you know, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it. I did check out the website. I checked out the website. They do in fact have series 2 of the show. However, according to New Zealand On Screen, they are putting everything online that they are able to put online. However, I do not know if that includes this series, and it is not available for personal use, so you can't just... They originally were allowing people to access stuff for personal use, but currently they are not. So I guess, for now, we know where the footage is. It's not gone, it's not destroyed. We know who has the footage and we know it's there, but we cannot access it, and we do not know when we will be able to access it. We do not know what exactly is going on with it. Are they going to make it available? Who knows? Which is honestly disappointing. Even though it's like this goofy little New Zealand's children's show about some silly little ghosts. Well, they're not silly ghosts, they're quite horrifying and they're murdering children.
Will you please tell me what's going on? It's okay. We beat it. I think it went down.
Kind of a fucked up show. It's like this kind of a fucked up show for this guy that died 100 years ago to be like, okay, I'm gonna steal your souls. He's literally, the demons kill off the children. That's the plot. The demons kill off the children, and their souls are taken, and they're just soulless zombies, and they're just like stuck like that, I think. and it's quite horrifying. Like, visually, I guess, like, as an adult watching it now, it's not as terrifying as it was when I was, like, 9. But it is quite... If you're a child and you're, like, 7 to 10 years old and you watch this...
I have Elizabeth now. Your time will come. Will.
And you see these kids being fucking killed off by demons. And then they come back to school the next day and they're literal lifeless zombies, and the adults don't seem to notice or care. And you just have to watch as this happens to your classmates. Isn't there something, like, existential and just, like, the fear of being completely useless and having no power as a child, and having to face off these unknowable forces. There's something quite horrifying about that, and yet again, it is partially a comedic series, it is. And yet it is for children, so if you're an adult and you don't have any prior knowledge of the series, you're probably not going to get what I mean, but I'll always remember sitting in my dark, tiny little living room after school, putting on my little fucking box TV, pulled out like a dining room chair, and I would sit in front of our little box TV and just stare, and it's some terrifying memories, honestly. And I wish I could show you the visuals of the second season, because the first season is, like, there are some disgusting things from season 1, but season 2, the stuff I remember from season 2 really fucked with me. Like, the time demon, like, I remember him being like a silly little goblin man, but, like, you're stuck in this world where everything is frozen, and you're up against this eldritch, unstoppable being, and the saw, holy shit, well, you don't see it, obviously, but this child gets sawed in half and dies. Like, isn't there something horrifying about that? I don't know. I guess for now, we're stuck with what we have of the show. I made this video because this show is something that has stayed with me for a very long time. I am a very sentimental person. I am very obsessive, and I like to hold on to things for as long as I can. I like to hoard memories in a way, and being able to just hold on to the knowledge of what it is something. But honestly, I don't even know if I would ever watch the second. I mean, I probably would, now that I am obsessed with it, but if it hadn't become lost, I don't think I would have ever even, like, rewatched it. I would have simply just been happy knowing that it is out there and it exists. But I've fallen down this rabbit hole, and my little autistic pea brain has clutched onto it. Maybe by watching this, you've also remembered the series. Maybe this has also uncovered some kind of repressed memory for you. And maybe someone out there recorded it when it was airing and they have it buried deep in a closet somewhere. I think archiving lost media, or simply bringing awareness, is important regardless of if it has any cultural impact. Thank you for watching.